What's up, guys? Welcome to an episode of Calcio. Italy obviously not qualifying for the World Cup last Thursday. I watched the game with Dan. I was going to watch the game with Johnny too, but unfortunately he had to leave. Today is Tuesday. Italy just played the first match in this not qualifying for the World Cup for a second time era, and 3-2 win over Turkey. So guys, where are we gonna start from? We're gonna start from the attack. Mancini, poor
I
qualifying
mean,
campaign overall.
we should probably start from what the hell is going on, just in general.
They imploded, bro.
Like, what the hell is going on, man? They being an Italy fan is a blessing and a curse. Being Italian is a blessing and a curse in general.
No, it is. It
but
definitely is.
but it the, they're the way that the culture of being Italian and the Italian national team go hand in hand is actually insane.
Oh,
Because
absolutely, dude. Absolutely. It's the classic Italian way. When we have our backs against the ropes, it's we come out and we punch. When we're
yeah,
in the center of the ring and we're on top and we're expected to do something, si cagano sotto. And then that's it. It's like we just expect. The whole match was expecting the goal is gonna come. The same way how we expected just goals to just fall out of the sky during qualifying.
Mm-hmm.
We just thought goals were gonna fall out of the sky. And
We're just gonna first of all, we're gonna pretend that Luca didn't bring in Rocky into that conversation. This kid with these boxing
he
references.
always does.
good
Um,
references.
Nah, but it's true. I think we should start with Mancini because I know Dan definitely had some things to say about him. And so far we're almost a week removed from it, about 6 days.
Yeah.
And he hasn't stepped down. And I mean, if he does, it brings in the conversation of who it could be, whether it's I don't know Conte coming back or like the whole kind of Cannavaro rumor. But let's just say he stays, right? I don't have a problem with him staying per se at all. I just think that, and Dan definitely agrees with this, he needs to be better in just his selection of what he puts on the pitch. I mean, it worked for the Euro. Don't get me wrong; they made it work for the Euro. And I don't know whether it's just with the matchups that they had, but I mean, they had the hardest run in the hardest bracket to get through the hardest side of the tournament, and they made through it and won. So I don't really know what it is, but like certain things, like just from today, when I was texting you guys, like that's fine if you want to start Immobile, right? And you want to start him because he's so prolific for Lazio. But then you have a player like Scamacca who's up and coming in form. You had Joao Pedro who scored like one goal in the past 14 games, and Scamacca who scored in I think 2 of the last 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was claimed to be some, late fitness check or he wasn't fit for the match, whatever. He was in the stands. And then you're going to tell me that 4 days later or whatever the hell it is, he's starting against Turkey. That's just weird because why wouldn't you rather have him on the he has the same hold up play, if not better than Pedro, and he's a big guy. He's younger, more athletic. He can bring you whatever Pedro brought you off the bench. He can do it too.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Pedro because Pedro has been, a veteran over his career. He's been good. He's been productive. But in this situation,
changes. I think that I think that you're right. I think you're 100% right. But it's like I feel like the changes came and they were expecting to go to extra time. I don't think nobody was expecting that game was going to be decided in the 90 minutes at the point that he made the changes.
Even the changes when he made them, though, why are you settling to go? He himself conceded that we're going extra time. Let's buckle up against extra time. Like, no, you're Italy. You can still beat them in the final minutes. So even that just rubbed me off the wrong way because why are you putting people on to settle for overtime? Overtime. I'm talking about basketball. Extra time against Macedonia.
It's frustrating.
It's not Portugal.
Yeah.
It wasn't Portugal yet.
It's It's frustrating because I guarantee you, if they played against Portugal, it would have been a better game. It would have been a better game to watch from a fan point of view and from an Italian point of view. I think Italy would have played a much better game. I mean, you saw how tough we had it again. I mean, take 2 games in the Euro for example. You had Austria and Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
The Austrian game, we were sweating more the Austria game than the Belgium game. Austria was a team that all they could really do was sit back, look to win the ball in high parts of the field and try to counter. That was all they had going forward. They had that guy Schlager in the midfielder that literally was like beating on people.
Mhm.
He was that guy was a wrestler. He wasn't even a footballer that day. And then you had Sabitzer that could pick up the ball and cause you problems. Arnautovic, David Alaba playing higher up the field. And we struggled. You go and you play against Belgium, a team that's going to come out and attack you. Of course, there's going to be that space in behind. Italy, unfortunately, is not in a state where they can go and they can dominate matches and take advantage. They need the other team to come out and play against them. And obviously, we have the quality to expose them. Macedonia, we didn't have enough quality to really test them. That was what the issue was. We weren't testing them enough because they were just sitting there, and it's very hard to play against them that sits in a block. We have the creativity, we have the talent, but I don't know. It's like it just wasn't there. It wasn't there all
For this, it's one culprit, and I hate to say it, and I know you guys don't know what I want to say because John even alluded to it. It's Mancini. Mancini's the one culprit, and it's not because it's all on him, because clearly the players share the blame as well. But who puts them on the field? Who puts Immobile on the field after he clearly does not work in this system? For years, it's been apparent that he does not work.
No, Immobile.
I don't care how many goals he scores for Lazio. He could score 70 goals in a calendar year. He will never be good in Mancini's system for Italy. He will never score goals for Italy.
That's the thing. Mancini, the one thing that Mancini messed up was his loyalty to these
He
players.
has allegiances to these players for whatever reason, and I get it. You won a Euro, fine. You create bonds with these guys through winning. I get it, but it's not a charity. It's a business.
Yeah,
it's not a charity. This is my problem with Italians. We have too much heart. You know what I mean? We're not afraid to tell someone to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, we are afraid to tell someone to go fuck themselves. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I understand that for sure.
It's ridiculous. Like, except for Conte. Conte is probably the only Italian coach I've ever seen that just does not give a crap. I'll
tell you how it is.
He only puts the players that he knows will give him 100% and in his system. He literally played Eder and Pelé over Immobile when Immobile was the capocannoniere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. It's true. It's the stubborn quality, and it's just that stubbornness in Mancini that might have affected him there. But I agree, like he's not all to blame. It's just you see the selections, and it just makes you wonder.
You know what it is too? I think overall, like Italy goes and wins the Euro, and everyone is saying, "Oh my gosh, Italy didn't qualify for the World Cup the years previous. Now they win the Euro. Italy's back."
Mm.
Italy wasn't back because they won that tournament, and I think now people are starting to see it a lot. Now I'm starting to see it. Italy winning that Euro, it wasn't Italy. It's weird to put this in like technical terms. Italy did not win that Euro because of changes in the federation, because of a new process. Italy won that Euro because that 23-man squad, that squad of players came together for a common goal. That team could have been Austria, it could have been Spain, it could have been France. Those players didn't have to be Italian nationality. They could have been from Vietnam. That group of players happened to be from Italy and play for Italy, and they were a united group. That's what won them the Euro. Luka. Italy winning the Euro is not a product of the federation changing. There's clearly needs to be changes. That group, I mean, Austria, we were so lucky to qualify just because Arnautovic literally was offside by like half an inch on that goal. If Arnautovic's goal stood, I don't know if we would have got back into that match.
Luka, I'm building off of what you're saying. Look at the 2014 World Cup squad. You're telling me that team couldn't make it out of the group stage?
That team should have made it out of the group stage.
That team could have went to a semifinal. That was a great team that we had. Pirlo was still in his prime. Well, he was ending his prime, but he was still playing like in his prime.
Yeah,
Against England, he was
literally finished his
world
last
class.
year. He finished his last year in Europe in the Champions League final. So
Yeah, I mean, he was still balling, and we had players like even people don't remember him, but Thiago Motta was great. De Rossi was still playing great.
Thiago
The
Motta,
BBC, Buffon was still
Marquisio,
there. Balotelli was
backline
at the
was
height.
set. Yeah,
Balotelli when he still wanted to play.
yeah.
Candreva, we had a great team. But guess what? It doesn't matter if you have a great team with great players, because guess what? Just like you said, if they don't come together and you can't get them to come together, if you're not a strong enough coach in that sense, you will
Thing,
never
like,
win.
That
So
team
Mancini
came
found it
together.
out.
Yeah.
Mancini found it out with them.
Yeah.
And because of that, it also ruined his chances of getting to the World Cup now, because with those guys, he kept, when they clearly aren't the same as they were in 2021,
Yeah.
he kept trying and trying and trying, like Insigne. Insigne has not been the same player since Italy, England.
No, Insigne
is a different player.
Insigne's
Insigne
mind is somewhere
is
else.
not a soccer player anymore. He's not a player anymore.
Yeah.
His mind is in Canada already.
Look, Insigne is that player. I mean, we've had this conversation before, but like Insigne now, what did he do? He finally, imagine you grew up in Naples, you grew up in one of the poorest parts around the city. You become the captain of the club. First of all, you make it to play for Napoli, which is a great accomplishment. You become the captain of the club. You're literally loved by the city. You go in. There were times like Euro 2016, he wasn't a protagonist. People say maybe Conte should have given him a little bit more time to play. I remember that game he came in against Germany, and he did well, but just it wasn't enough time to like put an impact on the game. Finally, you're a protagonist of a squad. He has a great Euro. Is one of the reasons why we went far. Everybody was the reason, but he was a big component in the attack. Wins a Euro. Not even, I don't know, 6-7 months later, signs a contract that's literally gonna have his, kids set, and it's like, his head is somewhere else. He's like, I've done what I had to do. I've had a good career.
Even before, I think physically, I think he's just washed. That's to be honest. To be honest with me, I think he knew that he physically could not do it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think he could do it physically anymore, Luca. And
but that's
he might go on. He might go into MLS.
Players, you have other players that in the past have played with far worse injuries, like literally coming back off of injuries.
I'm not saying.
I think
injury wise.
I think mentally he's just not motivated. Like there's players that
it's
physically
possible.
have been even forget washed. There's players that literally like look at Baggio. Baggio literally like won the hearts of the Italian people those last 2 years of his career, not before. Everyone recognized him as, he's one of the best to ever do it for Italy. Then he went and won people's hearts with how motivated he was with his body in pain every single day.
Baggio's rare.
But Baggio is rare,
breed.
yeah. But it's like, I think that the thing with Insigne, obviously, like, he's like, what else more do I want from this career? I won a major title for my country. I literally got to play for my boyhood club. I got to captain them. I had beautiful moments. And his mind is like, okay, now I'm somewhere else.
That's fine. And that's fine. But as a coach, you have to realize that. And you have to see he's not the same player as he was 7 months ago. So why are you not putting Raspadori? Why are you not putting Zaccagni? Why are you not putting these guys with hunger? I would take a player with hunger over a better player with talent-wise.
Look at Raspadori today, when he got his time.
I'm not saying Raspadori could become a great player. He could. I don't know if he's going to be as good as Insigne was. But
sure, no, that's not the point. Yeah,
but that's not even the point I'm trying to make. It's just he's hungry. You could tell he's hungry. He wants minutes for the national team, so he's going to give his all. Insigne is not giving his all anymore, and that's the bottom line. And as a coach, you have to see that. You have to see it beforehand. There was plenty of proof in the games before, especially in qualifying. And he just said, you know what, this guy brought me a trophy. I'm going to put him in anyway. And that's not a meritocracy. That's that's
what you said.
That's bullshit.
It's a fluff of allegiance right there.
The qualifying campaign that that Italy had was just like, it was, I don't like, it wasn't
Started off great.
it was,
You
yeah,
started off
like
great.
towards the end it wasn't it wasn't like god awful, but it wasn't enough to like push you through.
No,
It clearly wasn't
no.
enough to
They
push you
they
to
came
the
out
World Cup.
flat. They came out
It was
very flat
flat.
after that Euro.
He had plenty of time to figure out another goal scoring threat. Yet he still stuck with the same three guys every game. He had plenty of time to figure out something. Something.
Yeah.
He even had friendlies sprinkled in there to figure it out.
Like look, look, you know that, remember how like a few weeks ago Juve were knocked out of the Champions League 3-0 at home?
Yes.
The game before, the tie finished 1-1, and everyone was like, "Oh, look, going forward, we have the." Everyone was saying how Allegri played very reactionary. Allegri was very, "Oh well, there's still the next game to play, so I don't care if I literally throw this game away." Then you go to Turin, and then all of a sudden, in the first half, chances that weren't going in that should go in, those things are gonna happen. Now, it's kind of almost the same thing in this situation. All the qualifying, the goals are gonna come, goals are to come. And it's like that standard dropped. Oh, okay, we still have the playoff. You go to the playoff and we had like, I don't know, 30, 32, 33 attempts. The ball didn't
Our
go in.
minds
It's
were
not gonna
already
happen.
against our minds were already in Portugal. That's the problem. You know, that's another thing that Italians do. We think it's just automatic. Like, oh, you know, we got put in the. I think getting put in the same group as Portugal was a very big detriment to us, because instead of thinking of Macedonia first, we were already thinking about playing against Portugal and how hard it was going to be.
Look, I
Yeah.
wish that we played against, that somehow we had to play against Portugal first. I wish,
But
because
that's not the way it goes. That's just not it.
I know.
And we clearly don't understand that.
No, the problem, yeah, it's like, it's frustrating because look, like we say this, right? That Italy already, they have their mind towards the bigger team, the bigger opponent, and it's like, look at the group that we had in the Euro. We had Turkey, Switzerland, and Wales. And in that group, the only team that was strong and could give Italy a tough time was Switzerland. You know, the Turkey game, the way that they played that Turkey game, they could have easily had that same approach that they had against Macedonia during qualifying against Turkey. But for some reason, it's because that game against Turkey could have easily finished 0-0. Easy.
Yeah.
But they were everything was going right for them. They were playing with conviction. They were making penetrating runs. Italy was actually trying to create something. This game against Macedonia, it's like they had their foot on the brake. They had their foot on the accelerator and they had their hand on the handbrake at the same time. It's like, are you going to go for it or are you not? This is a semifinal. If you don't perform, you're going to go home. And clearly it's like, it's that didn't stick with them, that idea.
I mean, and then you got players like Jorginho that just played awful. The most important players. Barella was horrendous. Like, when you have those types of players playing that way, it's almost hard to say, Mancini, it's your fault. You know what I mean? Like, I'm almost contradicting myself. But like,
no, I know. That's the thing.
But like those guys are so essential to the way that we play, and when they don't perform, it's near impossible to expect anything else but a stupid goal at the 92nd minute. That, again, Donnarumma. Like, what the hell is he doing?
Bro, today the same thing.
This guy needs a psychiatrist.
The first goal today against Turkey was like, come on.
Talking about someone who's mentally out of it or mentally down. He's having a tough time.
He needs a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Because look what happened. He had an incredible Euro, and he literally won us the final with the penalty saves he had. And it's like, look at what a difference 6-7 months can make.
Yeah, well, what happened with the club situation really,
it clearly messes with him.
It was a detriment to his mental state, clearly, because even in PSG, it's not like he's been like rocking out there and then for Italy. No, he's been struggling like in every phase.
But what's crazy is like all these he's made more mistakes in the past 6 months than he's made in like the first 6 years of his career.
I know. That's what's crazy. In such a
He
short
needs-
span.
In such a short span, he's like made, I don't know, quadruple the mistakes he's made in his whole career for Donnarumma. So it's like this guy, I don't know, it's
Well, he's now one of many players who, in a generation where we thought like, oh, we had some new, fresh, whatever players, and they're never going to see a World Cup, or not never, but they're going to miss out on a very large gap.
bro, you know
Like,
what's the
You
saddest
have
thing?
this whole team, like even Donnarumma himself, like he started so young, and we kept saying all the time, like, yeah, he's going to be at like the next 6 World Cups because he's going to have a Buffon-like career, and he's already missed the last 2 because of what Italy's been through. And there's plenty of other players. Now Verratti's going to be old by the time he gets his next chance.
I was just
you
about
have
to mention him.
yeah, Verratti, who, like, I mean, you can talk about it because he was the only one who looked like he was trying. But you have him, who's not going to see a World Cup. You didn't get to see Chiellini and Bonucci get another shot after winning a Euro to have that.
Bonucci and Chiellini are going to go their whole career without playing a knockout of a World Cup together.
It's depressing.
It's ridiculous.
It's absolutely.
Can
it's
you
like
imagine that?
Dumbfounding to think about that.
That's like one of the stupidest things that ever that can never happen in this sport. Those 2 players that just boss it year after year for their club, and then they go to the national team and they just put on clinics. And then if you're gonna imagine, you're gonna go and you're gonna tell your kids one day, yeah, Bonucci and Chiellini never played in the World Cup knockout.
Verratti may never even play a proper World Cup.
Barella, I'm just checking. Barella's going to be 29 the next time.
Yeah.
He's already going to be close to 30. Verratti now is 29
He's
already.
Gonna be 34.
He's going to be almost 34. He'll be around 33, 34 the next time.
No, he will literally be 34 because
November.
in June
in
June of 2026, it's going to be 30. He's going to be 34.
That's his prime is gone. He's going to be on the tail end. He's going to be like Pirlo at that point, like the tail end of his prime, the way Pirlo had his.
These guys, it's going to be like in 2006. It was the last chance for that generation.
We're going to be talking about how
it's going to be like that.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about how they missed out on a career worth 2 World Cups is a career for every other player. Like 8 years is ridiculous.
I mean, look, that that golden generation of Italian players that won the World Cup in 2006, from years 2000 to 2005, leading up to the World Cup in 2006, they had a very, very, very poor like result wise. Like that was the team that was supposed to be winning all the time, and then they did it right when those players were on their way out.
The last chance, literally the last chance they won.
Literally,
that was it. Del Piero.
So now, does this? It's nice. It's nice to think about it, but will it actually happen if players stay fit? If players still injury?
I wasn't even insinuating that, Luca. But
that's a dream.
Can this team go and do that 4 years from now? Because I guarantee you, in 2002, in the Euro 2000, 2002, and in 2004, I wonder what people were saying when Italy was knocked out in those stages. When the hell are we going to see these guys again? Like, what the hell is the national team going to be like? Then 2006 rolls around, and it's these players that were like 29, 30, that previously, when they were in their early 20s, mid 20s, it was a very underwhelming, career with the national team. It's almost like a similar case for them now. Donnarumma's going to be what? Donnarumma's going to be like late 20s.
Late 20s.
He made like 27.
26,
probably, right?
27 or something like that.
Chiesa, late 20s.
Yeah.
All these guys.
It's literally the last chance for these guys. It's going to be the last chance for
these guys. In his mid-20s. It's like, that's it.
The only people who are still will be young at that age at that time is Scamacca, Berardi. No, he'll be old. Scamacca, Raspadori,
Bastoni.
Bastoni probably would have.
I mean, you say young, but those guys are going to be mid-20s too.
Yeah, not young, right? Exactly. Tonali would be pretty young, right?
He's my age, I think.
Mid-20s too. Yeah, there you go.
He's going to be mid-20s. They're all going to be mid-20s.
Yeah.
which
That's
might
gonna-
play in our favor because they're going to be in their primes. So I don't know. But
Yeah, they will be, but it's like it's
That's
it's
hopeful
just
thinking though, because you don't know how to pan out.
yeah.
yeah,
It's
who
upsetting
knows?
to
Who knows?
see though. This whole
Chi si
situation.
rompe, you know what I mean?
This whole situation is upsetting, and now they're saying that Chiellini is gonna opt to come do 1 year in the USA in the MLS. That was like the latest we heard that he's gonna. I mean, honestly, it's. I mean,
Interesting.
look. I mean,
Be
look.
nice.
It would be. I would hate to see him come to the MLS just because it's like I feel like it's like a knock on his career. I would love to see him finish big in Juve and then take on because if he wants to keep playing, he's not going to play for any other club in Europe. In Serie A, he's still not playing for another club, and I don't even think in like the top leagues in Europe. That dude literally, he bleeds white and black, and that's it. But it's like, I think honestly though, we have to remember that he probably spoken to like Pirlo, Jovinko, all these guys that have come. Del Piero, who lives in the USA now, he's probably had chats with them. He's like, "Oh, how's life in America?" And we know how Italians are. They're always curious to see what America is like.
Yeah.
Chiellini also has his he also has his degree in business economics, so you never know if he's gonna set and make connections here if he comes and lives in the USA.
Mhm.
And it's literally a year to just when these players come here to the USA, they don't even play. Like they're not playing. They're kicking a ball around, having fun. That's all they're doing. And they're making a little bit extra money.
Yeah.
It's like if our bosses were to literally call us and be like, "Yo, do you want to work on the holiday? You get paid double."
Yeah.
You would do that.
Sure.
You would go make more money for an extra 8 hours. It's the same thing. I don't know.
It's still a conversation that just leaves you like it's just you're not fulfilled. Even like we talked about this for I don't know now almost 40 minutes probably. We've been talking for a while and we're still at the same point. We don't know what to do with ourselves. We don't know what the next step forward is because we won't. I mean, we'll have a Euro to look at. Hopefully,
I
but it's
don't
just
even know what there is to look forward to.
yeah.
be
There's
honest.
just it's all
like it's like
confusing.
I'm
very
gonna
blurry.
finish like this because I'd imagine we're wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Okay, professore, vai.
Italy doing this, it's like it leaves you with an emptiness inside.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't even fucking matter.
Nothing matters
The
anymore,
World
bro.
Cup
Like,
matters. Like the World Cup doesn't matter. Like it's gonna be tough for me to even to get me go. Like I know I will get going, watching Napoli games and stuff. But right now, I can't even imagine. Like I'm not even looking forward to that Atalanta game right now. Like I usually would be,
yeah.
the Napoli Atalanta. But like right now, I just don't give a shit, and that sucks. I hate that feeling because this team just it's not malad. Like we're sick in the head. And that's what they do to us. And it's like,
yeah, you're just numb. That's the best way to put it. We're all just like numb. There's no feeling towards it anymore.
I mean,
And
look,
it's gonna hit us again too. We haven't even fully gone to comprehend everything. It's gonna hit us again.
the only thing I mean, it's nice because the things we have to look forward to are like obviously that finalissima with Argentina, like June 1st. And then we have I know he's Cinefote, but it's like I'm saying the same thing, but I know when that game is watching, I'm gonna
we're gonna care.
We're gonna care. We're gonna tune in. We have the Nations League, like we have Germany, we have Hungary, England. We have those three teams in our group. I mean, there really is nowhere to go from here. I mean, we've had a lot of beautiful moments as an Italy fan, but it's like
a lot of shit moments.
I'm just gonna wrap it up here. 2006 to 2018 was a gradual downward spiral. It was like over the years, we little by little started getting worse and worse from not exiting groups to literally not qualifying for a World Cup. We just won a Euro. We're literally on like the roof of Europe. And then 6 months later, boom, don't qualify for a World Cup.
Rinduces.
It's not like we little by little trickled down. No, like we literally were like at the top of the Empire State Building with like a crown on. And we just literally took one wrong step and we just fucking fell to the bottom.
What do I say, Luca? What do I say? What did I say to your father during that game?
You said a lot of things.
What did I say? Andrea, you and Olimpio are not seeing
Oh
heaven.
yeah, no.
And that's just it. For making us into who we are and loving this team as much as we do, they're just not seeing heaven.
I know.
And that's it.
I know.
Donde basta.
All right, basta. We're gonna wrap it up there, guys. Thanks for being with us on this long episode of Calcio Basta. It was a lot of stuff to wrap up.
Yeah. If you see all this stuff on social media, like honestly, let us know what you think. We've seen over a week worth of conversations already, how people are still not over it. So, if you have anything else to pitch in, go ahead. But thank you guys for following the account. We're almost at 150 now on Twitter. So we've been making a lot of progress. We appreciate all the support. Calcio Basta TM on Twitter and TikTok. We got to get TikTok followers going as well, but we know there's a lot more on Twitter. And the YouTube Calcio Basta as well. So thank you guys. And we look forward to creating some more. We took a little time with this just because we had to process everything, but we'll be back. So thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Bye, guys. Ciao.